I, 25F, need some outside perspective about my boyfriend Alex, 26M, and the events that followed after his mom invited me to their family Thanksgiving. I'm questioning whether I overreacted or if there's something more sinister going on. This has been eating me up inside and I need to know if I'm seeing things clearly. Alex and I have been dating for 2 years now. We met at a mutual friend's birthday party. I wasn't planning to go that night because I was feeling down about my recent job rejection, but my friend insisted. Alex was the bartender, and we clicked instantly. He had this warmth about him that made me feel safe. Within 3 months, we were officially dating. His family is very close-knit and they do everything together. I mean everything. Sunday dinners are mandatory, they vacation together twice a year, and they even have a family fantasy football league. His mom Linda is especially big on family traditions and gatherings. She's the type who plans Christmas in July and has everyone's birthdays marked on a special calendar in her kitchen. Every year they rent a huge Airbnb for 4 days during Thanksgiving where the entire extended family gets together. We're talking about 25 to 30 people under one roof. They do fun activities like hiking and board game tournaments, have movie nights, and of course, the big Thanksgiving dinner. Linda plans everything months in advance, from the seating arrangements to the menu. Each family member is assigned a dish to bring, and there's apparently a whole drama every year about who gets to make the mac and cheese. My family situation is completely different. I never had what you call a proper family life. My mom is a consultant for international companies and travels about 9 months of the year. Growing up, I spent more time with babysitters than with her. She tries to make up for it with expensive gifts, but what I really wanted was just her presence. My parents divorced when I was 12. It wasn't pretty. My dad had been having an affair with his secretary, Sarah, for 2 years. When Mom found out, she threw herself into her work even more. Dad married Sarah 6 months after the divorce. My sister Lisa, who was 14 at the time, chose to live with Dad because she blamed Mom for never being around. Sarah made it clear from day one that I wasn't welcome in their new family. She would organize family trips and conveniently forget to include me, or plan family dinners on days when she knew I was supposed to visit. Eventually, I stopped trying. Alex knows all this. He knows how much I struggled during holidays. Last Christmas, I spent the day alone watching movies and eating microwave dinner because Mom was in Singapore and Dad took Lisa and his new family to the Bahamas. When Alex found out, he left his family celebration early to come stay with me. That's one of the reasons I fell so hard for him. When Linda invited me to their Thanksgiving celebration last month, I was over the moon. She pulled me aside during one of their Sunday dinners and said she wanted me to experience what a real family Thanksgiving feels like. She even asked about my food allergies and favorite dishes so she could include them in the menu. I was touched and excited. For the first time in years, I was actually looking forward to Thanksgiving. Everything was going great. I even bought a new dress for the dinner and found a recipe for sweet potato casserole that I wanted to contribute. Then yesterday, Alex dropped a bomb on me. We were sitting on his couch, watching Family Feud, our usual Tuesday night routine, when he casually mentioned that I shouldn't come to the actual Thanksgiving dinner. He said I could come to all the other activities and dinners during those 4 days, but not to the main event. His excuse? He said his mom sometimes forgets that other people have their own families to spend Thanksgiving with. The irony of this statement, given that his mom specifically invited me because she knows about my family situation, wasn't lost on me. I reminded him that I don't have anywhere else to go, Mom's in Singapore again, and I'm not welcome at Dad's. I thought once he realized this, he'd change his mind. But no. He just gave me this weird sympathetic look and went back to watching TV. Who does that? I was sitting there fighting back tears and he couldn't even be bothered to pause the show. When I asked him directly why he suddenly didn't want me there, he got irritated and said I was making a big deal out of nothing. He suggested I could order takeout and we could FaceTime during dinner. As if that's the same thing. What's really confusing is that I've been to several family events before. I was his +1 at his sister Emma's wedding last summer. I helped his mom set up the decorations and even caught the bouquet, which led to some awkward but excited looks from his family. His family always seemed to like me. His mom especially has always been warm towards me, always hugging me and sending me home with leftovers after Sunday dinners. His younger brother Mike and I share the same taste in indie music and often exchange recommendations. Emma and I follow each other on social media and regularly interact with each other's posts. I tried messaging Emma to ask if she knew anything about this. She seemed genuinely confused and said their mom was actually excited about me joining them and had been planning seating arrangements to put me next to her. This makes Alex's behavior even more suspicious. When I brought this up with him, he got defensive and said I was trying to create drama by involving his family. The thing is, Alex has been acting weird for the past few weeks. He's been having a lot of private phone calls and leaving the room when texting. Sometimes I catch him smiling at his phone, but when I ask what's funny, he just says nothing and puts it away. At first I didn't think much of it because I trust him, but now I'm starting to wonder if there's something he's hiding. I'm hurt and confused. This isn't just about a dinner, it's about being excluded from an important family event for no apparent reason. His behavior doesn't make sense. If his family likes me and wants me there, why is he so adamant about keeping me away from Thanksgiving dinner specifically? Am I overreacting? Should I just accept his decision and spend another holiday alone? Any insight would be appreciated. Update 1. Thank you everyone for your support and advice on my last post. I was overwhelmed by the responses and many of you pointed out red flags that I had been ignoring. A lot has happened since then and I need to get it off my chest because I'm still trying to process everything. After my post, I tried to talk to Alex again about the Thanksgiving situation. He kept dismissing my concerns and getting defensive. Then 3 days ago, everything came crashing down. I was at Alex's place, helping him organize his closet. He'd been putting it off for months. He went to take a shower and his phone, which was on the bed, kept buzzing with messages. I know I shouldn't have looked. I've always believed in respecting privacy in relationships. But after weeks of suspicious behavior and all your comments about red flags, something in my gut told me to check. There were multiple messages from someone saved as K, heart. My hands were shaking as I opened them, and what I saw made my heart stop. K turned out to be Katie, his ex-girlfriend. Not just any ex, the one he dated all through college, the one he said was ancient history. The messages went back months. He'd been telling her how much his family misses her, especially his mom. They were planning her big return at Thanksgiving dinner. There were messages about how they needed to be careful about telling me, and how Alex needed to find a way to keep me away from the dinner without raising suspicion. But it got worse. So much worse. As I scrolled up through their chat history, I discovered their entire plan. They'd been together the whole time. All 2 years of my relationship with Alex was a lie. Katie had moved to California for work 2 years ago, right when Alex and I started dating. Alex's family, particularly his mom, had been pressuring him about settling down and starting a family. He and Katie decided to try long distance but kept it secret. He started dating me as a cover, to get his family off his back and to have someone to bring to family events. I felt sick to my stomach. I took screenshots of everything and sent them to my phone. Then I left before he got out of the shower. I couldn't face him. I spent the next 2 days in bed, crying and trying to make sense of everything. My best friend came over with ice cream and wine, but nothing could make me feel better. Then I decided to contact Katie directly. I found her on Instagram and sent her a message. I wasn't expecting a response, but she replied almost immediately. What she told me made everything so much worse. She and Alex have been together since their junior year of college, that's 5 years. They had this whole future planned out. But when she got the job offer in California, they knew long distance would be hard. Alex's family, especially his mom Linda, had been pushing him to settle down. They kept saying he was getting too old to be single and needed to find a nice girl to marry. So they came up with this plan. Alex would casually date someone while Katie was away, just to keep his family satisfied. I was never supposed to last this long. But apparently, his family liked me so much that they kept telling him not to mess it up. Katie said she didn't expect him to actually date someone seriously, and she got jealous when she saw how close I was getting with his family. The final straw came when Katie got transferred back to our city last month. They decided it was time to end their charade. The Thanksgiving dinner was supposed to be their big reunion. They were planning to announce their engagement to the family. That's why he didn't want me there. I was just a placeholder. A prop in their elaborate lie. 2 years of my life, all the memories, all the plans we made, all the times I opened up to him about my family issues, everything was fake. His family's kindness towards me was probably just pity because they knew the truth all along. I gathered all my courage and confronted Alex. I went to his apartment and showed him the screenshots. He tried to deny it at first, saying I was misinterpreting things. But when I told him I'd talked to Katie, he broke down and admitted everything. He said he never meant to hurt me, that he truly cared for me but just not in the same way he cared for Katie. He said I was amazing and he felt guilty every day. He was going to tell me after Thanksgiving. As if that makes it any better. I threw the key to his apartment at him and left. I blocked him everywhere and went completely no contact. His sister Emma tried reaching out to apologize, saying she had no idea about any of this. I don't know if I believe her. How could no one in his family know? They were all so close to Katie during college. Did they all just play along with this cruel game? I feel so stupid. All the signs were there. All those times he was protective of his phone, all those mysterious work trips that lined up with Katie's visits home, all those times his family got quiet when I mentioned long-term plans or marriage, everything makes sense now. I was such a fool. I'm writing this from my best friend's apartment because I can't stand being in my own place right now. Everything there reminds me of Alex. The coffee mug he always used, the blanket we bought together, the photos on my wall, it's all tainted now. I don't know how to move forward from this. How do you trust anyone again after something like this? I'll update again if anything significant happens, but for now, I just need to figure out how to get through each day without falling apart. Update 2. Just when I thought things couldn't get more complicated, they did. A week after my last update, I received a long email from Linda, Alex's mom. I almost deleted it without reading, but the subject line, "The truth about Katie," caught my attention. What she revealed changed everything I thought I knew about this situation. The family did know about Katie, but not in the way I'd assumed. According to Linda, Katie and Alex's relationship was far from the perfect love story he painted. It was toxic from the start. Katie was manipulative and had cheated on Alex multiple times during college. She had a way of making Alex believe everything was his fault, that he was never good enough. Linda said she watched her confident, happy son turn into an anxious mess during those years. The family, especially Linda, was relieved when Katie moved to California. They thought Alex had finally broken free from her influence. He started going to therapy, rebuilt his self-confidence, and seemed happier than he'd been in years. When he introduced me to them, they were genuinely happy. Linda said I brought out a better side of Alex, one they hadn't seen since before Katie. Their welcome wasn't fake, they truly wanted me in their family. Emma's wedding seating chart had me at the family table because they already considered me family. They never knew about Alex's continued contact with Katie. They thought that chapter was firmly closed. But things took a dark turn a few months ago. Katie contacted Linda directly with a threat. During her relationship with Alex, she had discovered something about their family. Alex's dad had another family in another state. She had proof, photos, bank statements, birth certificates. Not only would this destroy their family's reputation, but it would also ruin Alex's dad's business. His company handles trust funds for wealthy clients, and a scandal like this would destroy him. Katie demanded the family's help in getting Alex back. If they refused, she'd expose everything. She wanted their blessing and support in announcing their engagement at Thanksgiving. She also demanded they distance themselves from me, especially Linda, who she felt was too motherly towards me. The family gave in to her blackmail. They had to pretend to welcome her back and find a way to uninvite me from Thanksgiving. Linda said she felt sick every time she had to pretend to be excited about Katie's return. The whole family was walking on eggshells, trying to protect their secret while watching Alex potentially ruin his life again. Linda apologized for not telling me sooner. She said she was ashamed of their cowardice, of choosing their reputation over doing the right thing. She also revealed that Alex had been struggling since I left. He's been drinking heavily and missed several days of work. The guilt and stress finally broke him last week. After a particularly bad drinking episode, he broke down and told Emma everything, his secret relationship with Katie, the lies he told me, and how Katie had been blackmailing his family. Emma, furious about being kept in the dark, convinced him to stand up to Katie. Alex finally reported her blackmail attempt to the police and told his mom to tell me everything. The email ended with Linda begging me not to judge their family too harshly. She said they were all victims of Katie's manipulation, but they also knew they'd handled everything wrong. They should have been honest with me from the start. I spent days processing this information. Yes, Alex was wrong to hide things from me and lie for 2 years. Yes, he should have trusted me enough to tell me the truth. But he was also a victim of Katie's manipulation. His family was trying to protect themselves and their livelihood. But 2 years of lies is still 2 years of lies. The whole situation is a mess. Katie's blackmail attempt is now under police investigation. Alex's dad's secret family drama is slowly becoming public knowledge as the investigation proceeds. The perfect family image they tried so hard to protect is crumbling anyway. Alex has tried to contact me several times since Linda's email. He sent a long letter apologizing and explaining his side of things. He said he never stopped loving me, that his continued contact with Katie was out of fear and habit rather than love. He's begging for another chance, promising to be completely honest from now on. I haven't responded to any of his messages. I'm still trying to sort out my feelings about everything. Can you forgive someone who lied to you for years, even if they had their reasons? Can a relationship survive this kind of deception? I honestly don't know. I'll update again once I've figured out what I want to do. Right now, I'm just trying to process everything and focus on healing myself. Update 3. This will be my final update. After months of emotional turmoil and careful consideration, I made my decision about Alex and the whole situation. I want to share how everything turned out. First, I decided not to get back together with Alex. While I understand the difficult position he was in with Katie's manipulation and his family's secret, I couldn't get past the deception. 2 years of lies, no matter the reason, destroyed something fundamental in our relationship. Trust, once broken like that, is nearly impossible to rebuild. The aftermath of everything has been intense. The police investigation into Katie revealed she had been blackmailing several other people too. Apparently, she made a habit of collecting dirt on people during college and using it later for manipulation. She's facing serious charges now, not just for blackmail but also for fraud and harassment of other victims who came forward. Alex's family is dealing with their own fallout. His dad's other family has come forward publicly. Turns out he has 3 kids with another woman, the youngest is only 8 years old. The scandal hit exactly as Katie threatened it would. Linda filed for divorce after discovering the affair had been going on for over a decade. Alex's dad's business is struggling as clients pull their accounts. The famous family Thanksgiving tradition, along with most of their other family gatherings, has been cancelled indefinitely. Emma reached out to me last week. She said everything has fallen apart. Their mom moved in with her temporarily and barely leaves her room. Their dad is trying to damage control with his business but it's not working. Mike dropped out of college because they can't afford the tuition anymore. The perfect family image they tried so desperately to protect is gone. Alex has tried to contact me several times. He's in therapy now, dealing with his issues from the toxic relationship with Katie and his family's collapse. He sent me a letter saying he understands why I can't be with him but he'll always regret losing me. Part of me will always care for him. You can't just switch off feelings after 2 years, but I've moved on. I couldn't stay in our old apartment with all those memories, so I found a new place across town. I also switched jobs to avoid running into Alex at the coffee shop near our old offices. The fresh start has been good for me. I adopted a cat from the local shelter. She's been great company and doesn't lie about her intentions, except maybe about not wanting to knock things off my shelves. I've made new friends through a local book club. We've started our own holiday traditions, including a Friendsgiving that actually turned out to be more fun and meaningful than any family holiday I've had before. My mom, after hearing everything that happened, has been making an effort to be more present. She even canceled her Christmas trip to spend it with me this year. Sometimes I catch myself thinking about the what-ifs. What if Alex had been honest from the start? What if his family had faced their problems instead of hiding them? But I've learned that dwelling on what-ifs only holds you back. Sometimes the hardest part of moving forward is accepting that you'll never get all the answers you want. The biggest lesson I've learned from all this is that the family you choose can be better than the family you're given, or in my case, the family that was never really mine to begin with. I'm creating my own traditions now, building relationships based on honesty rather than appearances. To everyone who supported me through this journey, thank you. Your comments helped me stay strong when I wanted to give in, when the loneliness felt overwhelming. I'm in a better place now, and while it's not the happy ending I once imagined with Alex, it's the right ending for me. Life isn't about finding the perfect family or relationship, it's about being true to yourself and not settling for lies, no matter how beautifully packaged they might be.